Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a page that I've done in my large Dina Wakley Journal, like the extra really big one, and I'm working on the, Hessian, burlap, whatever you like to call it. And what I've actually done is I've covered over my Hessian with some tissue paper just so that I can work on it a bit easier. So as you can see, I've just sprayed on some Lindy Stamp Gang Magicals, and they were Afternoon Delight. Well, I'm using Afternoon Delight, Sassy Sapphire and High Maintenance Magenta. And what I've done is I've put them on, I've dried them, and then I've come back in with the Sassy Sapphire and really press the sprayer nozzle down slowly, so I got some bigger drips, which you can see I'm just drying now. So creates quite a pretty background there. So now what I'm doing is just grabbing out some stencils, and I'm grabbing my Dina Wakley acrylic paints, and I've got a little sponge there, and I'm going to sponge on some extra colour through my stencil. So I think the first colour that I've got there is the green, and then I've got the magenta. So the stencils that I'm using at the moment are all Dina Wakley ones, but I will grab some other ones here, like this one here is from the Crafters Workshop, which is quite funky, and this is a Dina one, so I'm using the fuchsia through that with my leaves there just to create a pretty background. So in my background, what I'm trying to do is create different layers of colour. So the stencil that I've got there is from Kinder Kreations, which is an Australian stencil company. So I'm just going to dry that off. My bit of paper there at the side is just a bit of scrap paper that I will probably rip up and use later for collage. So the paint that I've got there is an Amsterdam acrylic paint, and it's called Payne's Grey. So it's not quite black, but it's not a real pale grey either. So I've just put the excess onto my bit of scrap there. So while I've got that dry, it's looking quite dark, so I'm going to add in some white. Now, because I've used the Lindy stamp sprays underneath and they're a dye ink, what will happen is those dye colours will soak up through my paint and change the colour of my white paint. So you'll start to see the colours that I sprayed on first come up into those little white crosses, and it looks really quite cool. I really like it. So now I've got a piece out of my Dina Wakley Collage Collective. I'm just trying to think what it is. So I'm just going to glue that in. I really like this image and I've been wanting to use it for a while, so that's why I've chosen to use it today. So because it's flat at the top and the bottom and my page is quite big, I've just added in some extra paint for her head and around the outside just to help blend it in, and I've also got my Stabilo oil pencil there just to scribble in some more lines for her hair and face. I've also just put a little stamp on the bottom there, which is also from Dina, and the last thing that I'm using is that same Workers Craft Shop stencil with a bit of gold paste. So here are some of the close-ups, so you can actually see some of the Lindy spray peeking up in behind the background, so it looks quite funky. There's the stamp that I used, so that's quite cool, and there you can see the Lindy is a bit more better coming up through all those layers of paint. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed my video today. Please like and subscribe if you like, and leave me a comment if you like as well. That would be great. Thank you.